Hey guys, welcome to the podcast. I am Mr. Marcus White.
Oh, okay. I'm your boy JT.
We are your hosts
Oh,
for the comment section. I don't know why. I just wanted to
well, it's
be.
Halloween, so it's like spooky
Oh,
season. So
yeah, you're right. I
give
should talk like this for the rest of the podcast.
now you sound like what chlamydia would look like if it was
you
a
would,
person.
you would know.
Oh, we've never had nothing over here. We're fine. No discharge over here. We're good. No, no hookup culture over here.
You know what? Let's think. How would chlamydia sound? Well, chlamydia is a sexual disease, so it will probably be more salacious. Like, it would be flirtatious because it wants to sleep with you. So, hey guys, it's me, chlamydia, and you're listening to the podcast, right? Like, that's
We,
how I think it would sound.
When you say chlamydia, I think about Claudia Jordan for some reason. I don't know.
Claudia chlamydia. She's
Yeah,
a beautiful woman, and you know what? So with a sexy voice and a sexy body and sexy face, she could be the face of chlamydia. You're right. Yeah, she could be. Because I said chlamydia is. I think of chlamydia as a
that's not
sexy. It's a
good.
sex disease, and STDs, like STDs also a sex disease. So. And now STDs, I don't think it would sound sexy. It would sound a little rough to me. I don't know
Yes.
why.
Yeah.
I think that it would be a little bit but I think STDs might be not as sexy as chlamydia, but still, attractive in a way.
Yeah.
Who do you think of when I say STDs? Kim Kardashian.
Just ratchet.
What about herpes?
Oof.
All
Diddy.
right. Oh, ooh, that's a good
Mm.
one.
Oof.
What else is there? What else is there?
We're not gonna go down that rabbit hole.
Okay.
No.
That's actually kind of funny, though. That's actually kind of funny. Last week, guys, we mentioned at the very, very tail end of last week's episode, we mentioned that we would love to have you guys come on if you're interested. So we're looking for guests once a month to come on the podcast. And if you've been following us for the past year, we had a lot of guests. Ahmad Abercrombie, who was a friend of the show, he's he hit me up on Instagram, and Julian, was a fan as well. So, we want to continue to invite you all to come on the show. So hit up JT, hit up his Instagram account. It's hey.jt at Instagram.
Yep.
Your handler? That's your Instagram
Mm.
handler? I'll put it.
Spell JT out. JAYTEE. Yeah.
Yes. Well, you know what? If you're listening to us on the podcast, it's in the description, and if you're watching us on YouTube, you'll see it on the screen. So, but yeah, we want you guys to come on our podcast because I think that it would be fun to have a while, and you don't have to have like I want you to thinking that you have to be like what's the word? You don't have to be crazy or be spontaneous or shady, but I prefer you to be crazy. I invite crazy people on. I love crazy people.
Marcus likes controversy. I'm a little bit more on the chill side. So
Well, crazy, brings in views and listeners. So nobody wants to listen to, just someone who's put together. I just said that about the New York City housewives. They're all put together. I want to see a crackhead or a crazy person. I don't want to see put together people, So yeah, that's just unfortunately, that's just how entertainment is in this day and age.
yeah.
Sound like a helicopter's about to crash in my building.
Speaking of crazy, yeah.
You didn't hear that
Yeah.
noise?
What's wrong with you today, bro?
You didn't. I felt like a helicopter was about to crash into my building. It
But
was
my thing
really
is,
loud.
though, even if it is, you looking in the what?
We have a window. We have two windows up on the ceiling. I was trying to see through it, see if I don't
Wait, you
know.
guys have like the sun comes from the ceiling, like the
Yeah, right there. We
like
have two.
you didn't watch Hey Arnold, did you?
Yeah, I watched that football show. Yeah,
Did
we have blinds up, but yeah, I don't know if you can see the
That's
other one.
so cool.
Not really. So it's like a sauna during the summer because we had to put.
It's just
We had
beams.
Yeah, so we had to put these curtains up Well, they're actually just sheets, but to keep it
Hmm.
cool because it gets so fucking hot during the summertime. It feels like a sauna in here. It gets so hot because of that. But yeah, we have
That's
two
so
skylights.
cool. I always wanted one of those in my house because of Hey Arnold.
I would love it if we actually had blinds, and if we can't reach the ceiling, so I have to get I have to get a ladder. I told you I had a centipede in my apartment, in my bedroom, maybe last week. I had to get a ladder to kill it on top of my ceiling, but I don't like the fact that we have high ceilings at all. I hate it.
Yeah,
It's not a really it looks like a flex, but it really is not a flex. Dust and stuff, like you have to get a ladder to clean it up, the dust off, and
that it. I
it's
can
a lot.
imagine though. Yeah,
It's a lot.
yeah.
So yeah,
I guess
but
I think about it from aspects of like when it's raining or snowing,
now that is pretty. I will
and
have
like
to
a real
say,
starry night too.
yeah, like it's really, really so during the winter you can actually see the moon perfectly because it's based on how where the Earth is at. So during the winter, the living room is looking right at the moon, if that makes sense. So how the Earth
Hmm.
is on an angle, you can
I was
see
about
it
to say,
really, really good.
I was about to say, don't talk yourself into something that's gonna make you sound slow. I was about to say, let's go ahead and wrap this up,
I know.
because yeah,
I'm good at making myself sound stupid. I don't know what it is. I never can formulate my sentences for some reason, but whatever. Maybe I have a tumor in my head. I don't know. Mm.
I
It's
know sneeze.
possible. It's
No,
possible. So
we
I'll say that.
rebuke, we rebuke.
We'll find out soon, very soon, if that's the case. So
They got dark.
I know.
Uh,
Oh,
mm,
well, let's make it light. Show us your
oh
dick.
God. Mm,
Let's see how tiny it is.
y'all, I don't know
You
what's wrong with
said
Marcus. Like, it's like every conversation he
turns to sex.
either, yeah,
I'm horny.
I feel like I am being sexually harassed over
Oh, I'm
here.
Diddy. I'm
Yeah.
Diddy. All right. Okay. All
I see
right.
why you
Well,
like covering the story so much, because like you're trying to see how you don't get caught.
yeah. No, I'm covering the stories because I'm jealous that I never got invited. I am so jealous that Diddy
You would have
never.
went.
You know what? I hate when I said that a couple weeks ago on the show that I would have went. I kind of regretted it because after the fact that we said that he has molested underage people and raped people,
Yes.
it's not. I really shouldn't have made a joke about it and saying that I would have attended. However, if I didn't know that there were minors, I probably would have. But now that I know that they're minors, no, I wouldn't have went. No, mm-mm. No, because this is because you know what? That's probably how many celebrities got caught up. They probably didn't know that those people there
Man, they
were
do.
kidnapped. And you think so? I hope
I
not,
don't.
because that makes
Yeah,
me judge
I
them.
guess like in this day and age, I feel like celebrities have been showing more and more of who they are, and they do some really unspoken things, like and I feel like it's because they know they're of a certain caliber, so they feel like
Yeah.
they're like untouchable, so they feel like they can just get away with it and stuff. Like I don't know. I honestly, everything I've heard so far, even with other celebrities pertaining to even other celebrities, I believe every single word.
And you would think that it's not true because they seem like they're good people. They make good content that we listen to or that we watch, and they seem like great people. So we try to really advocate for these celebrities, but we really don't know them at all.
Don't
We
know
really
them,
don't know
yeah,
what they do behind the closed doors. So who are we to say? We're just fans hoping that these people are actually innocent people like you and I. So we
right.
don't know. We don't know, but we do know is that Diddy is guilty. That's what we do know.
Oh, he's in jail, and he's
We
gonna
just don't
stay
know
in jail.
guilty to what to the extent of what he's guilty of. And every week it's something new. Someone else is coming up with allegations of something
It's like, who is on the
he did.
case? Who is on the case at finding this stuff? That's the question.
Well, no, it's people coming forward. So let's say, like, I'm looking at the news and I'm like, well, I'm a hire attorney and I'm going to sue him because he did this to me in 2015. So it's more and more people every week is coming forward with new stories. And the new stories are new things that he did to them, like putting a date rape drug in the baby oil. Like, who would have even thought about that?
Who thought
It's
about
just
that?
crazy. It's just so insane to me. The things that this man has done in the past
I'm not gonna
15
lie.
years.
I'm ready for all this to be over, just so I can get a legit movie. Like, I want to see how it all just played out. That's what I want to see. I want to see, different people playing different celebrities, them coming forward and messing. Knowing me, I mess around and be one of the actors in there. knowing me.
Who would you be though, a victim or a villain?
I want to play one of the celebrities. I don't know who's out there though.
Who do you look like? I don't know who you even look like. Like, who could
I
you
could play
pass for?
Cuba Gooden.
No, you're too good looking for him. No, well, they always do make the people better looking in the movie, so I guess you would do it.
They do because Evan Peters is good looking, so he played Jeffrey Dahmer. The two boys that played the Menendez brothers, they look good because the real brothers they tore up. Um,
So if you're gonna be Koopa, you just grabbing every man's booty. That's what
that's
he
what they
was
say he was
accused of.
doing.
Mm-hmm.
Did you
Yep.
see that picture of him when he was at one of the Diddy party? He had the KFC chicken bucket on his head.
Why would he have a
Yes.
KFC chicken bucket on his
We
head?
don't know. We don't. That's how apparently that's how crazy Diddy parties got.
Why do they have
Literally.
KFC there? Who orders? If you have all this money, who ordering KFC? There isn't no like high end fried chicken restaurant that you. KFC is disgusting. KFC?
I have not had KFC. Oof.
That's a lot of
Oof.
grease. That is a lot of
Yeah.
grease. Ugh,
That's
God.
that's that rubber chicken. I don't like that.
I know why they use. Oh my God.
Shut
I know
up.
why they
Shut
bought it.
up. The grease. It's just no. That's why I kept talking because I feel like you was gonna pick up on that and try to go, but you just started kind of quick. I was trying to keep on going. No, no,
I'm happy that you read my mind. You know,
yeah,
that's how we're best friends. You, we think way
no,
too much
like,
alike.
bro. No.
That's funny. Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, but guys, this week's episode is gonna be a little bit different. We're just gonna have like a little freelance episode. It's gonna be like a check in with each other, just a few laughs, a few real conversations, and then we're gonna get out of here. But we'll
Don't
have a
make me cry. Whatever you do,
well,
don't make me
we're,
cry.
we're not gonna have a specific topic that we're gonna stick by. We're just gonna just ride this little wave and see where the conversation goes, and then next episode you guys will get. And if you guys like these type of episodes, we'll do these a little bit more often. But
Let us know.
yeah, just let us know. So I guess like the the real question right now is just, bro, how you doing?
I can cry right now.
Yeah,
I can
yeah.
cry. It's you know what? I don't know. I'm just tired. I'm overwhelmed with a lot of stuff, and I have a lot of anxiety. And you know what the thing is, though? I think I'm a little lonely. I think I
Yeah.
am really lonely right now. So, how are you doing?
Back to what you just said, like it's like a twin thing because same thing. Like I'm in a relationship, and honestly, I feel like we have been in a really good place. So I know that I have them, but like I don't know. Like I guess my significant other was at work like a week ago, and I was off work for like a whole week. From I was on PTO and stuff, and so I was just like, dang. I said they closed. I said, so like, what can I do? Like I said, let me call, and I was like, no, I already know they're not gonna answer the phone. Well, let me just text someone. So I already know they're gonna take forever to text back or whatever. Just somebody that's here in Georgia with me and stuff, and come to realize like I really, if it's not my birthday, I really can't depend on any of my friends here. Obviously, you don't go into this caliber or nothing like that. But like, and granted, because I know, like, person I'm dating was saying like yesterday over lunch, like, they try to chop it up to sometimes people sometimes just be busy, because we're all adults now and stuff like that. I said, but honestly, adults or not, I feel like I tend to keep a pretty busy schedule, and I know you do as well too. But I will say I'm a strong believer, and people genuinely do make time for who and what they want to make time for. Granted, busy lives or not, you know what I'm saying? I remember a song. What song is that? I think it's "Friends." Actually, ironically, with Jay Z and Beyonce, and there's one part in Jay Z's rap verse. He was just like, "I'm pulling up on my dog to make sure he okay, and I don't even have time." And stuff. And so I was just like, yeah, because again, you make time for who and what you want to make time for. But I've come to realize that outside of maybe you and my other friend Marcus, when it comes down to a lot of my friends and stuff now, when I really sit back, because I always do like a year analyzation after one birthday going to the next one and stuff. I realized that I have all these good relationships and stuff with my friends and stuff, but I don't feel connected to any of them though. It's like, I send the birthday cards, I show up at the events, I check in when I'm supposed to check in. Yeah, like honestly, like I look good on paper, but it seems like when all of my friends are doing okay for the moment, my phone just don't ring. Like no one texts me and just like, "Yo, two podcasts, you killing them," or "Bro, good episode tonight," or just like, "How are you in your relationship doing?" Like I don't get any of those. Like so, I know one. Was it you? It was someone who just texted me the other day and was just like, "Hey, I'm just checking in on you, make sure you're okay," and stuff like that. And no, it was my homeboy, one of my homeboys. Like he had sent me $50 for lunch, and he was just like, "Yeah." He said he just ran across my mind this morning, and he said, "Granted, I only known you for a couple of years, like 3 or 4 years." He said, "But you just one of the most genuine and most purest people I know." And he was just like, just have lunch on me today, And honestly, that meant so much to me. And I even told him, I was just like, I'm used to doing this for people, not getting it done to me. So that just meant a lot. And then on top of that, ironically, it's almost like it was a free $50 in my pocket because while I was eating that, the food was free because I had like a rewards thing and stuff. So it just lately I just been like you, like, but I won't say lonely. I just feel like alone. Like granted I have my relationship and stuff like that, but like I don't feel like I'm connected to any of my friends enough. Like I feel like they bail on me a lot. Like I feel like they feel like they're obligated to show up for my birthday, but when it comes down to other stuff, they just don't. If that makes any sense.
Well, that's how I felt all year, honestly. And I got to fall back on you and my other friend a lot throughout this entire year because I just been losing people left and right,
Hmm.
whether it's to death or they just cut me out of their life, or we just had a falling out. So I've lost a lot of friends this year, and it's just heartbreaking. And I told you when I had my party. Oh, I didn't talk about my party. I had my 1 year celebration of me being sober, and I celebrated on the 18th of October, which was last Friday.
Yeah,
And
congratulations on that still.
thank you, love. So in I told you, JT, how it started out really, it didn't start out good
Hmm.
because everybody was an hour and a half late. And and I think that maybe I was annoyed that I was just sitting there for that long because I didn't have anyone sitting there with me like I usually do. Like I usually have my ex with me, and obviously we had stopped talking earlier this year. And then I had another friend usually with me who, when you just go to events or whatever, it's usually one or two people that attends the event with you, and then you wait for all your other guests. I don't have that anymore because those people I
Yeah.
don't have them in my life anymore. And last Friday just made me really realize that when I was waiting for my guest to arrive for that hour and a half, that I don't have anyone close to me anymore like I used to. And
Yeah.
as we get older, things change, and I just have to find my way. Find my
Yeah.
way to where I need to be in the next couple, where I need to be in my life. But it just sucks when you get used to people in your life and they're no longer there. And like I said,
Yeah.
this whole entire year, I have lost. I know you hear that, don't you hear that? You don't hear the rain and the thunder?
It's raining thunder in there.
Yeah, you don't hear it.
I
I see the
don't, but
lights
I
flickering.
wish. I wish it was storm here. It has
I
not rained the
just
whole month of October here.
I just felt it. I just felt the thunder shake the apartment.
I
I just bought
wish.
some nice rain boots. I'm so happy I bought those rain boots today too, because when it rains here, and I'm so tired of my
Hmm.
sneakers getting soaking wet when I walk a hija. I ruin so many good sneakers because then it smells like mildew,
Yeah.
when it gets wet. So I'm happy I just bought those rain boots. But yeah, this year has just been really, really, just really, really terrible to me. Even though I have really lived it up this year with traveling and being around you and other friends that I traveled with.
Yeah.
But when I'm home, where I live, it's so lonely. I just realized
Yeah.
I don't have any close friends here anymore.
Well, I think that see me. The reason I say I'm alone, but I don't feel like I'm lonely, is because I remember I said something like this to my mom. Oof, like earlier this year and stuff, and she assured me. She was just like, "I can assure you, the reason you feel like that is because you're entering a new season in your life."
Yeah, definitely.
And
That's same
yeah,
for me too.
so
Yeah.
like look at what you just said. Like me personally, granted, I love my friends. None of them are bad people. Let me just put that out
Well,
there.
I can't say that on my end.
But one thing I can assure is that you have definitely, like you said, you lived it up this year. Like you did solo traveling.
Hmm.
You finally, like we finally seen each other twice in 1 year. You know what I'm saying? Like usually when
In
people
four
have
months
never
too.
met in four, it was in a 4 months time span.
Yeah.
Like the same apartment where I started watching you on YouTube. Boom, you were staying here for a couple of days. You know what I'm saying? Like, so to me, that's what I'm saying. I can't really chop things up to be negative because even when I think about it, I was like, because I was like, I wonder if I was not in my relationship, what life would be like right now. And honestly, I won't have nobody to hang out with. And quite frankly, I think I would be okay. I would have still been okay with that. I think because I feel like I find so much peace within me now. Like earlier today, you already know what my favorite story is.
Which one?
Marshalls. I
Oh,
went to Marshalls today and I found this really nice sweater. And I went to the register and this lady, I checked out and stuff, and she was like, "Hey, how you doing?" I said, "I'm blessed." And she said, "Oh," she said, "I don't really hear that a lot." She said, "It's good to be blessed." I said, "Yeah." She said, "Are you like a youth minister or like a youth pastor?" And I said, "No, ma'am."
fuck no.
And so, yeah, I said, "No, ma'am." But what she said to me really did something to me today. And I've been thinking about that all day because that's like the fourth time I've heard that in 2 days. She said, "You have a very peaceful aura to you." She said, "You have like a very, just a very humbling nature about you." And ever since, like, just hearing that today just really just did something to me. And I guess that solidified and confirmed for me that I am definitely in a very peaceful era in my life. Because like if I'm gonna be honest, I love my relationship, and granted, my last relationship, it did not end, it didn't initially end badly, but like we broke up and I still had a best friend in that. You know what I'm saying? We didn't cross any boundaries or nothing like that once we broke up, but the moment I got in a new relationship, it seemed like that's when everything just turned for the worse with the other person. And
I know the feeling.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? And it's just like, dang, like I don't miss the relationship per se because I love the person I'm with, but I do miss my friendship though. You know what I'm saying? And it's kind of just like, dang, like you ruined our friendship because things did not go your way. And I feel like, dang, but at the same time too, that maybe that's just something that just had to end because like I said, like I always, one thing I've learned is that you will always get your feelings hurt when you mix seasonal people with lifetime expectations. And seasonal don't always mean like 1 2 weeks, a month, a year. Sometimes seasonal can be 6 or 7 years, so you just learn
Well,
to
that's
accept
when
that and
us
you move
humans,
forward.
I told you this before, that's when humans change. Well, honestly, that's why people renew their vows every 7 years
Yeah.
because we change every 7 years. And that's normal and that's actually to be expected and it's healthy too. But
Yeah.
when you just said that, do you know that we have so much in common? When you and I met, we both were in these relationships. And you were with the ex that you're talking about, and I was with my ex.
Yeah.
And we both were in these unhealthy. I was when you and I met. I was really on the tail end of breaking up, and I think I broke up with him when you and I met. Um, but this year, you and I both really, even though we weren't with our exes, but this year we lost our exes. This year, both of us.
We did.
Together, we really did. It's like
Yeah.
when you said it, I'm like, well, I lost my ex too this year. So,
Yeah. It
we
was
were
so crazy.
friends.
Didn't it seem like everything just happened technically last year? But when you think about it, everything really took place this year.
Mm-hmm. It happened in January. Yeah. That's the last time
Jesus.
yeah. Mm-hmm. January. Yep.
Yeah, it was in January, and I lost well, my ex and I, we broke up last year in June, but like I said, we always had still a really good friendship and like a good relationship or whatever. Like when it come down to being friends, we
And
still
that's the
had
same
our
for
other
me
two
too. We
friends.
weren't together. I
Yeah,
want people to say we were not together for some years, but we remained friends. And
right.
they cut me off. They cut me out of their life earlier this year. So yeah.
Yeah. And even with me having a new relationship and stuff, I'm never one of those people who just cut people off. I respected that. It did maybe hurt you. It's kind of hard to see a person that you were so used to being with move on and stuff like that. But I was never a person to say, forget you, I got somebody else, or nothing like that. But it's just like, to me, I will say
Hmm.
this is
Hmm.
one of the
Say that to my
biggest.
ex. Let him know. Say it loud
Yeah.
for my ex because that's exactly what happened to me.
Yeah. I feel like this is definitely the year that I've learned about people the most. But
Same.
Yeah,
JT, do you realize how many friends I fucking lost this year? Like,
yeah.
I really see who my friends are. I have my best friend, and I'm gonna air her fucking fat ass out on this fucking podcast. I have my best friend tell me that my ex new
No.
boyfriend looks better than me. That's fucked up to say. That's fucked
Yeah,
up to
yeah, I was
say.
feeling that.
She can go to fucking hell, and I can never forgive her for that. And the more I think about it, we have not talked. And that was on my birthday. That's the reason why I didn't celebrate my birthday, because that fucking asshole ruined my fucking birthday by saying that shit to
Mhm.
me on the day we were headed to the restaurant to celebrate my birthday. Who says that to somebody? Who says that to your best friend? 10 plus years. We've been friends since 2011. So that's
That
a
is
13-year
crazy.
friendship. And then here you are saying that bullshit to me? Really? And I have not really been able to forgive her for saying that. And I don't think I ever will. And even though I said still trust her, at the end of the day, lately, I really don't trust her. I think
Yeah.
that I would never say that to her. Because what I could say is that at least my ex came back to me a couple times. You can't say the same because you're ugly. You can never say the same. You can't say that. You can't say that. You can never say that your ex came back to me. All my exes try to come back to me. Can you say the
Yeah.
same? No.
I would say this
You
though.
fucking loser.
No, no, no. I wouldn't do that because even with
And
my
then you have the
friends,
nerve to
right?
not talk to me. Then you have the nerve not to talk to me and try to flip it on me
But
and
but
buck your
but no,
chest
no,
up
no, no,
and call
no.
me on the phone over the summer and try to start some bullshit with me at 8
But
o'clock in the fucking morning on a fucking Tuesday when I'm headed to fucking work, ruining my fucking day. You know how to leave work early that day because I was so angry that she had the fucking nerve to call me that morning and start some bullshit and try to flip the entire thing on me and try to make it seem like I was being mean to her. I wasn't being mean to you, but now I will. Dumb
but
fuck.
but no. But see, that's the thing though, and this is something that like I told you, I always wanted you to practice this. Even though, like you said, you did me wrong. You're the reason why we're in this place that we're in now. But you have the audacity to come at me as if I'm the one who violated. But honestly, though, you still, I know it's hard. You still have to extend them grace. You have to.
Excuse me? Get the fuck
You
out of
have
here. I ain't
to.
doing that shit.
No, no,
No,
no.
because I've
No,
been
no.
extending
Listen to
grace for the
me.
past, and
No,
I've been
here's the
extending
thing.
grace for the past fucking 13 years, and the grace is over with at that point. And that's the thing, too. You and I are nice people. So I feel like you and I get shitted on a lot by other people. And then I feel bad and I want to, make up with these people. But saying some shit like, your ex boyfriend, new boyfriend is better looking than you can never get them back.
I mean,
And the shit I
honestly,
was going, and the fucking my mental health early this year was not in a good place at all.
right.
And my birthday's in March, so the fact that you said that to me, JT, she made me bawl in tears. I don't cry that often, especially over something that someone said to me. And the fact that you said it on the day that I'm celebrating my birthday, knowing good and well, the place I was in mentally. I just felt like
But
you just try to be
see,
a bully. I just felt like I got bullied.
no, no, I agree because I feel the same way with
And all the shit that I done for her, all the fuck, and I'm not gonna air all the shit all the shit I done for her, all the
yeah.
financial shit I done for her,
I
and
get
this is
it.
how you pay me back?
I get
Spin on
it.
it, actually don't spin on it. You too big for my finger. Just see
No,
it, just see it.
don't do that. I just feel like for me, I, I went through my stage where I was thinking about it and I was just like, this MF, like I was good to you. You know what I'm saying? Like because again, the reason we're in this place, and I already know in their eyes, they see me as the villain and stuff. Like that's cool. But honestly, yeah, you agree?
No, they see you as a villain because they want to be with you.
I get that. But however,
A
though,
little stalker too. Little stalker, little fatal attraction, little Glenn Close-ish in a way.
no, I wouldn't even put that on them or nothing like that. I just kind of just feel like, irregardless of, I guess like me, I see relationships and friendships differently. Like, granted, it may hurt me and stuff, and I may have to distance myself for a while and stuff like that. But to put you in a position where you're completely cut out of my life and stuff like that, like me, you don't get to cut me out and then come back in when you feel like it and all this kind of stuff. Like we don't, I don't rock like that. You know what I'm saying? So to me, I just feel like the only thing I can do now, like I've forgiven, and I've released. So I have no interest, no desire to be friends with anybody or even accept anything in my life that doesn't serve me like at all. Like if it does not serve me, then I don't understand why I'm sitting up here because I heard this from it was one guy. I met him at the gym one time and we had a good conversation. And he had said that it was something on the TV. Someone had went to jail or something like that. He was like, people are so crazy when they go to jail for people that they don't like. And so I said, what you mean? He was just like, think about it. He said, think about you doing something to somebody because you don't like them and stuff like that, and now you serving life in jail, a year in jail, whatever. He said, hell, even a day. He said that person still wins, you know. So to me, I just can't give anybody anything, any kind of energy from me that at the end of the day they still win. Like only thing I can do, literally, like I said, I just extend the grace and I move on because extending grace doesn't mean like, oh, just forgiving you, let's be friends again, let's be cool again, whatever. Sometimes extending grace looks like, I forgive you. I accept it is what it is. You don't have to be sorry. I still forgive you though. And I'm moving on with my life because I can forgive you, but that don't mean I gotta fuck with you again. You know what I'm saying? So to me, I would say at some point in time, just for your own sanity and for your sake, you don't have to contact her to say, hey, I forgive you. But at some point in time, I do want you to let that go because
Oh, I can let it go. Oh, I can
yeah,
definitely let it go. I just can't really fuck with you again. And it's not
yeah,
just
and that's
her either.
okay.
I had to cut my family off this summer. My cousin telling people that I'm a drunk and that I went to rehab, and that's the reason why I stopped drinking. Fuck good goddamn well that's not the case. I had two friends die of alcoholism in 2023, and that's the reason why I've been sober. So I had her saying that to people, and then I had my sister up here, my half sister, who I just met 10 years ago, and she's a fucking crackhead, and she up here saying all this shit too. I'm just like, it's just like a lot of people that I had to cut out my life because you're all toxic and you all trying to bring me back to who I was 5 years ago, this nasty, mean person, and that's just not healthy. It's just like, why are y'all picking on me? Like, why am JT? I feel like I argued with somebody in my life every other month this year, and it's so annoying because I'm a peaceful person. We talk every day, really. I'm not
Hmm.
about that rah rah bullshit, pot sir. I may be messy with these fucking celebrities and shit like that, but people in my real life and that I know personally, I'm not messy. I'm a really
Yeah.
caring person. I Every time something going on with you, are you okay? Every time something going on with my best friend, are you okay? With my cousin, my sister, like, and then y'all want to come up with me some bullshit like that? Fuck out of here. And then when I get upset, this is why I don't, because when I get upset, I do say some mean shit, JT. You know this very well. I say some mean shit, and then they want to spin it on me. You went too low. Da, 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 da. Well, don't poke the bear. Don't go to the zoo and poke a sleeping lion. Come on. Come on, and don't
Yeah.
come up here and spreading some lies that I'm a drunk and I went to rehab and that's why I'm sober. You know good old goddamn well that's not the fucking truth. And said you saw me shit face over the summer. Ugh.
Yeah,
I'm tired of
I
this
would say
bullshit.
I
I'm tired
believe
of
in
these
that.
shitty friends. I am so tired
Yeah.
of shitty friends and me. And this is something that these people I have argued with previously, in like years ago, and I have forgiven them. I'm not forgiving people no more. I see who you are. You're messy. We're moving on. I wish you nothing but the worst. Okay, I'm not gonna wish you the best because I don't. At this point, I can't even do that to you because you keep hurting me year after year after year. So I'm just gonna leave you alone, and I'm just gonna be over here. But because of that, because I cut all these people out of my life, I'm lonely now. I don't really have anybody. I don't have anybody. But because I'm changed, I'm a new person. I'm really trying to be peaceful, and they're trying to still be on that rah rah shit. I'm evolving. I have a great job. I'm in a great position. I'm making great money.
Hmm. No,
Really, I'm making great
I
money. I
know
love the
money.
fact I'm making so much money.
I know.
But it's just like, I just wish that the people in my life could actually progress with me and not to stay in that same place that they've been in for the past couple of years because it
I
doesn't look
mean,
good on them.
but even with that though, I feel like if you go back, even when you edit this, go back and listen to everything you just said, and that doesn't. I mean, granted, we always want people that we know and love and cherish to
Right.
progress with
Do
us and stuff
well.
like that.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
but everything
Yeah.
you just said sounds like people that it was time for them to make their exit though.
And that's why I'm not reaching out to them and trying to mend things with them. You know what? I'm saying I died to them. I'm not
Hmm.
going to say I would. They're dead to me. No, I died to them. I want to be put me to rest. Let me just lay in my grave and just leave me alone. Just leave me alone. I'm not going to try to resurrect our friendship or try to, mend our friendship. Is this time that just to submit that we're just at two different places. And it's just so sad to say that I, 2024, and I think you told me this, and my best friend Maya told me this. Hey Maya, you listen all the time, boo. And she said earlier this year, before the year even started, 2024 is a year that we all will see people for who they are. And it stood out to me because literally that's what I've been noticing throughout the entire year. And when my friend Julian died, I realized who reached out to me and who didn't reach out to me. And everyone in my life, you knew how close he was to me. Everybody in
Hmm.
my life knew how close he was, and who people who didn't reach out to me, it just really surprised me. It really did surprise me, the lack of support and calls that I got when he passed away. Out of the blue, it was an unexpected death. It wasn't something that it was just 2 months before he found out he had brain cancer. So to me, I would have thought that people in my life would have been considerate of my feelings and want to reach out to me. And for those who didn't, I just see who you are. And that's what this
Yeah.
year has taught me. At the end of the year, when it's time to reflect on 2024, that's exactly what I'm gonna say. I learned who the people who were in my life were, and I
Yeah.
left them there. I'm leaving you in 2020. Actually, no, I'm not leaving you. You're leaving me. Like I said, let me be dead to you. You're leaving me in 2024, and that's where I want to be. I don't ever want to touch them ever again.
Yeah.
Period, bitch. Not
Yeah.
you.
I don't know. I think like I just said, I'm just at a if okay. So let's do this then because I love to write. I write in my journal and stuff all the time. Actually, mine is right here, my journal. If you could label this chapter of your life right now, what would you call this chapter of your life right now?
Restart.
I love a simple title. I love a simple title. I think mine, and I wrote this the other day in my journal. I think this chapter of my life will be called The Art of Healing. Because even though I faced some like hurt this year and some betrayal this year, I will say that I have been healing through it all. And I've honestly have been enjoying it too. I've been discovering new music and stuff. I'm getting back to doing things by myself because now I know how to balance like my relationship and my relationship with myself and stuff now. Uh, I'm embracing the newer people I'm starting to become. Even though it's like to me, I feel like I embrace my friendship more with you now and stuff. Granted, I know we've been cool talking throughout these past years and stuff like that. But I feel like definitely in this year we've gotten closer this year
Yeah,
for
I
sure.
agree.
Yeah. Uh, the other Julian, the one I met at the little Disney thing, him and the other girl that was on my birthday picture, she on the yellow, her name is Angelica. We said we want to start doing a thing we call like family dinners, like maybe like once a month we get together and do dinner or lunch or something like that. So I said, you know what, I'm being open to building new relationships with people because I know I hear people say all the time, like, oh, the older you get, it's hard making friends, or it look kind of weird being adults trying to make new friends. No, sometimes you're just accepting when new people come in, and a lot of you guys who think you're still being friends with certain people in your life for a long period of time, you think that's like a flex, but in actuality, some of those people are leaves and branches that you should have been let go of your tree a long time ago. You're just not aware of it yet because they haven't violated you. Like sometimes people wait for violation to let people go and stuff. And like me, I'm at a place now where I sit and I have to analyze every person. Like me, I can tell you the reasoning for every person I have in my life right now because like I know what purpose they serve. If they don't serve, because even some people feel like even if a person's just sitting in your life, they may not be taken away, but they're not adding nothing either. There's a person who's just sitting still in your life. That's not good either. I'm sorry. Like that's just my personal opinion. So you cannot come into my life and sit still, and you for sure can come in my life and take nothing away from me. You know what I'm saying? So all that has to go and just embrace change. And I know a lot of people, even the person I'm dating says that a few things they feel that they're scared to tackle is because they're scared of change. And I'm just like, sometimes I said, think about it.
It's
Everything
scary.
you
It
ever,
is
it
scary.
is
It's
scary.
scary.
It is.
Yeah.
But think about it. Starting your new job was scary, but look at you making good money now. Starting this podcast, it was scary. Look how many listeners and stuff we have
Hmm.
now. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, even meeting me for the first time, like, not saying scary, like, oh God, who is this? But like, you don't know, you just don't know nowadays. But everything at one point in time in your life was a change. So you have to look at it like that. And that's the way I've been taking things on. So to me, I feel like change, it is good. It can be fun. And guess what? If it don't work, What did late Aaliyah say? If first you don't succeed, dust yourself off and try it again. Like now you know if this don't work out for you, okay, this just isn't for me or whatever. So now I know I can move forward from there or whatever. Like you just cannot be closed because one thing I know what people always say, I got my walls up. Me, I remember my therapist told me this last year. She said having a wall up is good because it does block you from people and things hurting you. She said, but think about it. What a wall blocks things. So a wall can also block love, new friendships, new beginnings, new opportunities and stuff too. So you have to be basically not have a wall up, but just you have to have wisdom. You have to have, that vision. You have to be able to see and say what's good for you and what's not. But that all comes with learning who you are as a person too though. So yeah.
I say this. I have learned so much about myself this summer, and I think that's why I enjoyed the summer
Hmm.
so much. Um, because child, before the summer, JT, I cried to you a lot over the phone. A lot before the summer. I mean, I was so fucking emotional. I was just crying so much, and I don't think I've cried since the summer. Right? Have I cried? I can't remember. Um, but I was just at a rough place before the summer, and now I don't know. I was fine over the summer, but now it's starting to, I'm starting to get back into how I was
It's
pre-summer.
acceptance.
Yeah,
It's
yeah. Just
healing. That's all it
I'm
is.
like I said, I'm just now just like I said last Friday. That party just reminded me of how many people I have now. Um, it is what it is, but
But think about
it
this
is life.
though. I feel like that I will say it's so basic and simple, but it took me to get to maybe like my late 20s, early 30s to realize it's literally quality over quantity. I'd rather have two really good friends in my life than to have 10, 15, 20 people who don't mean me no good and don't have nothing to add a value to my life though or my
But it just
spirit.
happened all at once, and I don't think that I've ever had this happen where I've lost so many good people. And I'm still gonna say that they're good people, but it's just really sad. It's very very sad. And I always try to put on a good front about it. Even when we do the show, I was hurting. I had to put on a smile every time we did this show. But behind the scenes, I was hurt. Even
Yeah.
in Houston, child, it was a whole showdown in Houston. It was a
Yeah.
whole entire
Yeah.
showdown where it was one day. I don't even think I hung out with anybody that whole entire day. Where I did my own thing.
Hmm.
But I always just try to make sure that people don't see me crack because I do crack. I will crack really easily. I'm not as strong as people may think I am. I may lash out, but I will be cracked for a minute.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It's just this year. What a year! What a year! And that's where I'm at right now. That's my mood.
I'm not
And I
gonna
could
lie.
cry right now. I could,
Yeah.
but I won't.
I will say 2024, even though I've lost people that I never thought I would and stuff. I've been hurt this year quite a bit, but I still can't say this was a bad year for me though.
I will
So
fight a
far.
bitch for you. You already know how I feel about some situations. I will
Yeah, I
fight
know.
a
I
bitch
know.
for you.
I know.
Do
I
you hear
know.
me?
I know. But
Mud
honestly
stump them.
though,
Mud stump them.
yeah. But think you know me, if I haven't done it, that means nobody else should be doing it.
All right, fine. All right.
We know I'm definitely the
All right.
people think I'm very calm natured. We know I'm very
No, they
yeah.
don't. I know they don't.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, but I don't know. I just feel like I haven't. Granted, I've been hurt and I've been very much like betrayed over the past like 1, 2 years or whatever. But like, I still
Not
haven't.
betrayed. In the
No,
past two
I've been.
years?
I would say I have. I would say I
Oh,
have.
we need to talk about what happened in the past 2 years.
I'm
Like,
just saying, like I'm just thinking about like just different friends and stuff. Not just no, not singling, not just one person out. No, just like overall, But like I still can't say that nothing has pushed me to a point where I want to get aggressive or I'm just upset. I think I'm genuinely at a place like, dang, that sucks. I never thought we'd get here. Damn.
hmm
But I just can't give anybody my, even throughout all this, I still have not just blown up. Like I've thought about it like once or twice, but I don't know. I feel like my soul just would not let me do it. And it's been plenty of times where I'm just like, JT, go in and let have on all these bitches. Like, just spare
You
nobody.
know what? You know what I think I did because of what happened to me 2 years ago when I had to cut that family member out of my life, or 3 years ago
Yeah.
I had to cut that person out of my life. That still hurts me to this day. Me being homeless, for those who don't know, yeah, I had my time, recently, not recently, but 3 years ago where that had happened to me. I'm not embarrassed about it too. I said it on my YouTube channel. That still hurts to me too because that situation didn't even have to happen if it wasn't for that person.
Yeah.
And so that still hurts me. Me being jobless for the entire 2022 year and
Hmm.
having to go on my savings and not having any savings after that, that hurt me. So this year, no, because last year was a good year for me and I had to recover from all that shit that happened to me the year before and 2 years before that. So this year, I'm not putting up with that bullshit from nobody.
Yeah.
Nobody at all.
No,
Not a
I
single
feel it.
person. I came up. What I had to do when I had to bring myself up last year, I had to build myself up last year from all that shit that happened the year prior and the year prior before 2023. And you ain't gonna bring me back down. That's not what we're not about to do. I'm at a whole new that this position I got last January, going on 2 years next in 3 months. You're not gonna bring me back to the person who I was before. That's not happening.
Yeah.
Not at all.
Yeah. I don't
And
know.
y'all
I
don't
guess I'm
even know
still.
half that shit. I don't like I
Yeah.
have that stuff I didn't talk about. But I'm looking back, I am happy to where I'm at today. I am happy because I didn't think that I would ever be where I'm at today, honestly.
Yeah.
If 2 years ago when all that shit happened, I never thought I would be here right here. Never
I'm
thought
telling
it.
you. That's what I'm
Never would have
saying.
thought it.
Like,
Never would have thought this shit.
that's
Ever.
what I'm saying. Like, to me, that is the prime example of literally it cannot rain forever. I don't
Yeah.
care what the climate is. I don't care what season in life it is. It genuinely cannot rain forever. The sun literally has to shine.
And
Like,
if it
it
wasn't
has
for
no
all that
choice.
shit to happen, if that family member and I didn't have that situation, if I didn't get homeless, I would never have been in this situation, this job position I'm in today, because I wouldn't have to move, from that state. I wouldn't have to have left that state. So I never would have been in this position. So everything happens for a reason, and it may take
Literally.
a year or two for you to get that. But that's what I learned when looking back. Like I said, I never would have had in the position if I wasn't homeless. Ever. It never would have pushed me to work hard to get in this position. Like everything
That's
does happen for a reason.
Yeah, that's why I'm trying to nail into my significant other now. When stuff gets really hard, that's literally
Motivates
good
you.
things. Yeah, it is good things
Yeah.
that's literally cracking this way. It's just like when you're beating a stone and it's gonna turn into a diamond. Like, you have to be patient though. Anything that come in your life fast, it's just gonna leave even faster.
Yeah.
This is where it goes, you know.
Yeah.
So to me, it is this movie called Alexander and the No Good, Horrible, Terrible, Bad Day, and it
That's a
was
long
about
title.
it is a
That's a
long
long
title. It's a
title.
kids movie. I watched it with my nephew
Oh.
like some years ago, and it was about this boy. I think he just turned like 12 or 13, and he is so used to just having a bad day, but his whole family. Jennifer Gardner's in it. There's a couple of people in there. His family are just like perfect. Like, they always have good days. They always have good luck. In the movie, for his 12th or 13th birthday, his wish was he wished his family would know what it's like to just have a bad day just for once, when things just don't go your way. And so he got his wish where literally everything started messing up for the whole family and stuff. And so I remember at the end, like towards they going into the climax of the movie, they asked him, they were just like, Alexander, what do you do when you're having a bad day? He said, I learned to appreciate the bad. He said, I take on the bad days so that I can learn how to appreciate the good ones. And I took that and I just applied that to my life. So when things go wrong, obviously I'm not saying for just like, oh, it's just a bad day. Like, obviously I'm human. I just be like, damn, like, why this happened to me or whatever. But overall though, it's just kind of one of those things like, this just can't last forever though. You know what I'm saying? Like, why am I going to sit here and put my energy into something that's literally temporary? Some negative that's temporary. And you know me, I don't believe in speaking anything negatively out of my mouth, like even in a joking manner. I just don't. You know what I'm saying?
I can't say the same. Ooh.
Yeah, like, I invite nothing but positive stuff like into me. So I don't know. Like,
That's
I
why I
just
love you. That
yeah.
I told you that. I said that's the reason when you have we were talking about something and I was like, JT, let me tell you why I love you. Because you're positive and you're what did I say? Oh my God. You're just always you're the bigger person. And that's the reason
Yeah,
why that's the character. That's the biggest reason why I love you, because you are the biggest person. And even though when you want to lash out on people, I'm like, nah, please don't. I
yeah,
need you to be that, because I feel like you have a special power, which is called you're an empath. You know what other people are feeling. You're aware of their feelings, and it's such a unique gift. And you really do use that power for good in my eyes. And I've told you that many, many, many times. So,
yeah.
and I'll
Like,
always still encourage you to only use not a power,
yeah,
but that special ability
yeah,
that most people do not have, that most people are not aware of. I still advise you to always use that gift to the best
yeah.
advantage for good.
Yeah, I try, man. Like I try. Like I just, and the reason I'm not gonna sit here and just cap like I just been like this my entire life, like because I've been the mean boy. I mean, I've been the narcissist. I've been the bully, all this stuff. And honestly, I got to thank my mom though, because I remember coming up, like sometimes because I'm the only child, so like I always tell people, I had 110% of my needs and about 90% of my wants. So, granted, I always share with my friends and stuff, but sometimes I used to kind of feel like I was that Regina George of my friends. Like, yo, you need to listen to what I say or do what I do as I do or whatever like that. But my mom, I remember one day she said something. She said, "I would not want to be there." If I was your age, I would not want to be your friend. I don't know what it was about that just hurt my feelings. And I remember my other friend Marcus, when we were younger, he told me something. I got mad, and I'll never forget. He was just like, "I don't care about you getting mad." He said, "I just want to see you be your best self." He said, "So that makes me a bad friend. Then, oh, how can I be the worst friend then?" I'll never forget that. And
Meaningful words,
that's
powerful words.
very powerful words. And literally, what, 14, 15 years in the game, we've been, no, I'll say 16. Yeah, 16 years we've been friends. It's my best friend or
Well,
whatever.
I'm
Got
here
my
to
little
replace
godson.
Marcus. All right, I'm gonna have the 16 years,
It's
bitch.
so funny, but technically he gonna always have more years because I'm gonna keep being friends with him, and then it's just
Oh, that's a good point.
but what's so funny is that Marcus actually got in Marcus' car by mistake when we was in Houston, which is crazy
Oh,
because he
me?
thought he was an Uber.
I thought his best friend was my Uber ride, so I got into his car. I got into the
Like,
killer's car. He could have been the killer. He
he
could have
was
been
the
the
killer.
killer. And he was
No,
like, what the hell? And I actually forgot all about that too. You reminded me about it.
yes, but I don't
And
know, man.
that day I was storming out. I was storming out because I was angry. I wanted to be away from
Right,
you.
you was already mad.
I was storming out the house. I was storming out, and I was like, "Get me out of here!" And so, yeah, I was trying to just get away from some people in Houston. But yeah,
Yeah, but honestly, guys, I would just say, like, if anything you're going through in life right now, I would say if it's negative, don't let anything, like, don't let any instant emotions like run you. Like, really try your best to just find, because I feel like people tend to not use coping skills. Like no matter how old you are or whatever, everyone needs a coping skill, whether that's writing, exercising, talking to a friend or a family member that does mean you well. For my religious people, praying, like it's so many different coping mechanisms. Even shopping can be a coping mechanism. Like it's so many different things you can do. You know what I'm
Ooh,
saying? To just
God, I know
not,
that
yeah,
the shopping part, the shopping.
right. So I don't know. I just feel like this is just a time, especially like because we're living in very dark times right now. We are. So again, it's so many other bigger and major things that we should be paying attention to right now that temporary people and seasonal people and seasonal things, it's just not worth the energy. It's just not. Forgive and move on. That's literally the best advice I can ever give anyone, including myself. Sometimes just forgive and move on. Forgive and move on.
Speak for yourself. All right, I'm not forgiving, but I am moving on.
I'm
All right,
telling you,
I'm
I'm
not
telling you,
forgiving.
it's different. It's different. If you if you can come to terms with that, I promise you, your healing will feel a lot different. It will
You know
feel a
what? I'm
lot
not
different.
angry with them, but when I look, if I see you in person, don't expect a hug. Like I'm not
Oh,
like
now, make no
yeah.
mistake. Now, I'm not sitting up here rushing and hugging everybody now that's violated because once
So
you violate, I prosecute.
But that's to me, that's
But
forgiving. Like I don't need to go to. Oh, I need to forgive them to go to sleep. Fuck that. Forgiving is I
no,
can be
to
cool with you
me,
again. That's my forgiving. I don't need to really. I can go to sleep knowing I hate somebody, and I don't hate anybody. I'm just saying this in a theory or hypothetically. I don't have an issue with that. My issue is if you have good people in your life, treat them right. Treat them
Yeah.
right. Just treat
Yeah.
them right. Tell them that JT. How many times I tell you I love you? I tell you I love you all the
I'd
fucking
say every
time.
other day. Yeah.
So just tell the people in your life that you love them. Give them compliments. Hey, hey, handsome. Hey, good looking. Give them, affirmations that
Right.
you care for them. And that's the most important thing because a lot of times we actually low key, we sometimes really don't show the people closest to us that we actually do care for them.
Right.
The people who are closest to us really get pushed aside, and we only display the only emotion that we show to the people that we are close to us is anger sometimes, and that's not good. We should show
I
them
agree.
love, and that's what people should just really start doing. So I know I have tried to really show everyone in my life and tell them and how much I care for them on a daily basis, because you just never know what they're going through either. You know,
Yeah.
so. And if you're going through something, if you're in a dark place, just take what I said earlier at the testament. Like I was homeless 3 years ago. I was jobless in 2022 for say 7 months, and
Yeah.
I'm in a great place right now. I'm great financially. I have traveled half of the year, so just don't think that you're stuck in this hole that you're in. You will get out eventually, and it will happen. Like I said, just take what I went through. I went through the worst of the worst.
Yeah.
So, but I
Yeah.
love you, friend. I love you with all
I
my
love you
heart.
too.
And I don't
I love you
know
too.
where I would have been mentally this year if I didn't have you. Like I said, I cried to you, I think, the most out of all my friends. I was always crying, snot coming out my nose and everything. Good thing we weren't FaceTiming. Oh, it was nasty.
I
It was
know, because
brutal.
I would have hung up on that one, Paul. On that part.
You know
Oh,
what?
Viola
I'm taking my
Davis.
love you back.
Oh, coming on, looking like Viola Davis. Yeah, no, I ain't feeling it.
JT, I was taking the
Mm-mm.
wig off and everything.
Oh, I hate that. Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
But I
Oh,
really have appreciated you this year. And even though, we've been friends for many years and I fell back and do you remember the first time I cried to you? Oh, I can't talk about it. But it was when I first knew I was about to be homeless and I called you and
yeah,
I cried. This is 3 years ago, back in 2021.
yeah,
And, this is the crazy part. I knew I was about to be homeless, but that day I called you. I was on my way to the Wendy Williams show.
yeah.
And I did not know that that was actually going to be her last show. That was her last taping. I did not know that that was
Wow.
going to be her last taping. But that's the first time. And when I called you that day, I was trying so hard not to cry. And I just remember just boo-hoo crying. And I was like, oh, because it's just so dramatic.
It's so funny, but it's sad. In my mind, when you call me, because I'm not a FaceTimer. My
Yeah.
significant other likes doing that. I don't. I just oof, Lord. But like, I just envision because I know Marcus. He loved just dressing up and stuff. Only thing I saw was just like like a nice jacket, a scarf, some sunglasses,
I
just
look good. I
driving the
look good.
car, just crying with a handkerchief, just giving very much Thelma and Louise.
And so I cried there driving to the Wendy Williams show, end up missing the time that you were supposed to be there. So they didn't even let me into the show. So then I sat in
Oh,
my car and cried some more. And I just spent maybe the 4 hours in the city by myself walking up the street, just trying to figure out what am I going to
what's
do?
the next move?
What's the
Yeah,
next move? It was raining that day, JT. Oh, would have been a perfect for a movie scene.
I was gonna say, aren't you in the
Um,
movie?
Oh, it would have been perfect for the movie scene. And a taxi drove past me and splashed water on me, and I was like, "This is just my luck." I remember this day like it was just yesterday. Oh my god, it was just and that yeah. So yeah, I am. I'm really not a strong person. I really do try to put up a good front, but I will cry in a heartbeat if I'm really really hurt. Oh, I will cry in a heartbeat. But that's the first time I cried to you.
Bro, it's
That's the first time
okay.
I cried to you.
It's okay. I don't think I've cried. I feel like my spirit has been broken talking to you a few times,
Yeah, yeah.
but like you have healed me in so many ways this year. Just this year overall for sure, but this year alone, it's just I don't know. Like to me, I feel like this is the first time in a long time, just from you. And granted, I've only been physically around you twice.
Yeah, so
Like,
weird, so weird,
yeah,
because it doesn't
yeah,
feel that way.
but you've definitely shown me what the gift of a friend is like.
Oh, stop it. Oh,
Yeah,
stop.
like that's the true. Like to me, you is really the true gift of a friend. Like to me, I don't think I no longer have to ask God to show me like what a friend is like or anything like that because I have that with you. Like you love
Same.
me for who I am. You listen to me. I have called you about the same shit so many times like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you laugh with me. We have real, raw, honest conversations.
We
We
do.
we play we play judge. You know, we talk noise or whatever, but the actual judgment is non-existent. You know, very supportive of one another. We speak life
Yeah.
into one another, and it just I don't know. Like, I feel like honestly, if I could call, I feel like I can call you and call on you more than people that I've known for years,
Same. Same.
personally. So
Same. That's how I
so
feel.
yeah, I feel like that should be the name of this episode, "The Gift of a Friend."
Let me write that down because I will forget. The gift of
Yeah,
a friend. But you know what? And I love that we're in this new place together. Like we're formulating a new friendship group. Honestly, we really. And then
yeah,
I say we're formulating the new Avenger squad.
uh,
We
mm,
are formulating a new squad, and
mm,
I love that we are doing that together because I feel like you and I have like when you and I met in 2020, we both were in the same situations. And it's just weird how we just still end up in the same situation in a
yeah,
way, in a way.
yeah,
And I think that's the reason why we get closer and closer and closer and closer every
yeah.
year, every year.
Like I remember when the breakup happened, you were just like,
Mine or
you know, I
yours? Which
know it's
one? Yours?
mine.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I'll never forget. I went jogging. I was on the phone with Marcus, and you know, granted, like people like I'm not no player or nothing, not even close. But like I know, you know, I was just like, I'm not gonna date for a while. I don't want to talk to nobody, none of that. And Marcus is just like, Cho, please, you've already got this relationship for the longest. You know, it's good that y'all still friends, but you are going to meet like the next person. He was like, I'll give you to the summer. It wasn't even the summer. Like it was what, like probably like
I said 6 months, and it was 6 months. I said give it
it
6 months,
was
and it
because
happened in
we
6 months.
July, August, September.
It was
Yeah,
six
it
months
was 6 months. Yeah.
because I said the same thing to you to my other friend in New York, and I told you y'all live in parallel lives.
Yeah.
So I just need
Some
y'all to say it
people,
to me now, bitch, because we going on a year. We going over a year. Like what's happening with me? It's been 4 years since I've been single. What is happening?
I don't know. Like, I would say just honestly, just give it time.
But
Like,
that's the
because
thing
like
too,
I
JT. I
tell
think
you all the
that's why I'm
time,
sad because no one pays me no attention. I don't get play. I don't
I
get
keep,
no play
no,
whatsoever. No
I keep
play.
telling you, would you
No one is
rather,
interested in me. I have a hunch on my back. I'm the hunch. I am the modern day version of the Hunchback of Notre Dame. All right, the Hunchback of New
no,
York. That's what this episode should be called. The Hunchback. The comment section
no.
featuring the Hunchback.
But you got to also look at it too. Like you're not where you don't live where you want to live at right now. So like
Yeah.
you're thinking about relocating and stuff like that. So maybe the person that's waiting for you and you're waiting for them, they're just not where you are now.
I just want someone to
So,
just even show interest in me. Like no one even shows interest in me. It's like, oh my god,
but
like it
honestly
just
though, but okay. So how
show
about
me some
this?
interest. Just say, wow, you're good looking, or you're really handsome, or I would like to take you out for coffee. Like I don't get none of that, and it's
But
like,
think about this though.
okay,
Let's say you meet somebody, really like them, they like you, they're very much in tune with their job, they can't relocate, nothing like that, and then you go ahead and decide because, like you said, you're thinking about relocating next year or
hmm
whatever. So now this is like a very unavoidable heartache that now you got to go through because, and it's like a breakup that has to happen because I already know you said you're not
no,
doing long distance.
I would have like if they're living where I'm living.
Yeah, they live where you
I will
stay now.
stay. I've
Oh
done that before. I've done that before, and look where I'm at. That the one who cheated on me, him. He was in school for his master's program, and he had maybe a couple months left, like a semester left, and he ended up cheating on me. And we were supposed to move to DC together, and he ended up when we broke up. We broke up in March because it happened on my birthday. Cheated on me on my birthday. I told the story to you all before, and then he graduated that May, and he moved. at that June, and he moved to DC. He left me.
Oof.
He left, and but I had a lease at that time, so I couldn't even leave. So I'm like, what the fuck? So my lease was over in October. That July, I got into my next relationship, and I stayed because of him. And we dated for a year and a half, and then we broke up. And I'm like, why did these people? Then he moved away. I'm like, why did these people keep leaving me? And I'm stuck in a fucking
No,
lease. What is
no,
happening? What is
no,
happening? I'm a good person.
no.
I'm a ride or die. I'm a ride or die. I will
I
stay
am
with you.
too.
I'm a ride or
I am
die.
too. But I
All
tell you
right.
what,
I just don't want to die.
once the car stopped though, I'm getting out. So you better keep. If I'm riding and dying, you better just keep going. Because the moment the car stops, I'm getting out.
If I
That's
hate
my
you,
last
if I
situation.
hate you, I'm driving us into a tree.
Now, on that note, this was a fun episode. This was fun. This was
I
fun.
enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it.
This was a therapeutic episode. Very
Maybe, and I
therapeutic.
feel maybe our listeners can connect to us more and actually appreciate that they shouldn't be embarrassed about anything because I think we bared it all. I share some things,
Yeah,
you share some things, and some things that we both shared would be embarrassing to share to most. And so
yeah,
hopefully people can be like, oh my god, I can relate to you, and I'm vibing to you, and I'm connecting to you guys even more. And I hope that because you just hear us weekly talking shit about people, and you don't know what we're going through behind the
right.
scenes or what we're going through throughout the entire week. We put on a show for you guys because we want to entertain you. And we're humans just like you guys are. And so hopefully you guys realize that in this episode.
Yeah, and I'm gonna leave everybody with this piece of information. My aunt told me when I first moved to Georgia. She always told me that in this life, anything you go through, there's not someone who's already gone through it, somebody who will go through it, and someone who is currently going through it. So she said you're never going to go through anything that someone has not conquered already. So yeah, I would say honestly, take this life, roll with the punches. You are literally tough, and the reason I know you're tough is because you're still living to tell the story every day. So with that being said, I'm JT.
And I'm Mr. Marcus White.
And this is the comment section. We'll holler at you guys next week.
Take care, everyone. Bye.
Bye.